one of this best of 3. You'll see who it is. Ooh, it's exciting. But it's going to be on Belshir Vestige. And it is going to be Jaedong starting out in round number 1. He is going to be your red Zerg player at the top left-hand location. Coming from Team Evil Geniuses. I think he's playing from Korea at this very moment. Again, we are live right now. And perhaps his unlucky opponent, one might say, but full of mystery, perhaps. He is mystery, the Blue Zerg player.
Mysteries have happened before. Perhaps he can be the one to take out Jaedong. We'll have to wait and see.
In the pregame lobby, it's not like he was shivering in fear.
Had strong words?
He was just he was down to business, man.
Okay.
The admin was asking if he was ready. He's like, yeah, I'm ready. It's not like he was like, oh, I'm scared. Give me a second to calm my hands down. No, I think Mystery is ready, and he's not opening with an early pool. Are you surprised by that, Mr. Axloff?
I am not. If you open with an early pool, it means you want to out-micro your opponent with early Zerglings against either their drones or Zerglings. And trying to out-micro Jaedong, I mean, yes, he's playing from Korea, but Korea to North America is not that bad. And Jaedong is the guy who had like renowned fearless mulus control in Brood War, and I mean, trying to out-micro a guy like this is very, very difficult. I think if you want to make an upset, the best way is by coming up with a really clever strategy.
So if you were Mr. Mystery here, what would you do to try to break Jaedong in round 1 of this tournament where Jaedong is definitely going to be the favorite?
So what I would do is I would do 2-base Nidus.
Ooh.
I would do the Roach Queen Nidus attack. The tricky part is getting to that point because, of course, Zerg vs. Zerg often those speedy and baiting wars can really determine who gets a lead going into the mid-game. And Jaedong, of course, is very, very skilled at that micro, the Zerglings and baitings, and macroing behind it as well. But I think the best bet is just to try to get to about the 8-minute mark without being too far behind and launch that Roach Queen Nidus. And you know what? I've seen a lot of good players lose to that if they don't see it coming. They're going muteless, and then all of a sudden, Roaches and Queens pop out in their base, and their muteless are just starting to be morphed. And they just take too much damage. So, not saying surefire strategy. It's a very risky, cheesy strategy. But if you want to make an upset, it's one of the best ones to do.
Now, something a little bit interesting here. Mystery's APM is the average is 330 right now.
Oh wow!
To Jaedong's 247.
Looks like Jaedong's outclassed, my friends.
So
Jaedong, maybe.
What do we have here, as far as who is this guy?
What people don't realize is Mystery is really Roro. Playing. No, of course, not many of the Pro League players tend to stay in Korea, where they like to compete over there. Jaedong, though, he's going to try his hands at the North American qualifier. Both builds looking very even right now.
Pretty identical. In that production tab, we can see 2 queens underway, speed very similarly timed. And of course, as we approach the mid-game, obviously, when we're talking about ZVZ, the conversation has been recently Muta versus Muta, and how can you get those gases as fast as possible? How can you be as greedy as possible while not dying to early aggression? If I'm Jaedong, you know, do I go for some early speedling, bailing aggression, and how heavy do I pour that aggression on in an attempt to kill my opponent?
On this map, I definitely think you want to go for some aggression, because one thing that you know about this map is the distance. The distance between a natural hatchery and the ramp between a natural main is actually quite large, which makes it very difficult to both defend your ramp and your hatchery at the same time with something like a Spine Queen defense. Right? If the queens are on the ramp and you have a Spine Crawler at the natural, that Spine Crawler can't really protect the queens and the Mariner Liner of the natural at the same time. So I think it's going to be a map where aggression is really the name of the game. There's a lot of different angles to come in at the expansion from. Although actually, maybe if you build enough Evo chambers, you can really just try to do a full wall type situation.
Yeah.
Or not a full wall, of course, but narrow that choke down to a point where your queens could fill in. That would take a little bit of time. Actually, wow, look at this.
We're seeing our first deviation here, Mr. Axloff.
A Roach Warren from Mystery.
Yes. Jaedong going for a layer very fast. So layer obviously meaning he wants to get those mutas out as fast as possible, but Mystery getting that Roach Warren early, which means he might potentially want to try to get some damage done early on here. We have some links from Mystery going across the map. Some banelings being sent straight into the natural expansion. Drones are going to be a little bit vulnerable. Big hit onto the drones, but only one baneling able to explode the link, trying to get some extra kills. But just like that, Jaedong up in
Jaedong
supply.
slaughtered that.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't we check out the units lost there, but it seems like he lost basically nothing. And look at that, Mystery taking some major blows early, and considering he's going for roaches, that typically means this early he's going for a roach baiting timing attack, but losing all those early Zerglings will take the strength of the baitings out of the timing attack, and now he's even losing mining time, although the roaches should push those speedings out. But what he's got to be careful of, as he moves out across the map with these roaches, the potential counterattack from Jaedong.
Yeah, the Lings snuck in there, got some kills, the natural, but Mystery pulling a lot of those units away. Now going to be sending a bunch of roaches across the map. Jaedong has been able to spot this. He has 2 spine crawlers, 3 spine crawlers in production. Mystery basically has to kill Jaedong right now, or he's going to lose this game because he's investing so much into this, and Jaedong's Spire is halfway done. So we'll have to see if Mystery can make it happen. Jaedong doing a great job catching some roaches off guard there in the middle of the map. Mystery trying to reinforce with Zerglings of his own.
Oh, Jaedong's Zerglings are getting so many kills there, intercepting the rally point, being more and more cost efficient. He's going to be up to 4 spine crawlers in just a second. The roaches are coming in, but Jaedong's morphing a lot of his own baitings. The idea of that is he's going to try to use those to counteract Mystery's baitings before the baitings get in there and do too much damage.
We got a bunch of banelings in production here from Jaedong. Mystery trying to bust the front door, one of the best Zerg players in the world, taking down 1 spine crawler, but still a lot is left here for Jaedong. Meanwhile, across the map, Jaedong doing a light lean counterattack, more banelings popping out. Spire just now finished here from Jaedong. He only has 200 gas though, and these roaches will be able to come to the natural expansion. Only a spine crawler remaining, and Jaedong gonna have to pull some drones.
Oh, he's out to 0 spine crawler. 2 baitings coming in! Jaedong almost lost all his drones there, able to micro back, only losing 5, and he's actually going to push these roaches back, but more. Look at the minimap. Blue is streaming across. Mystery is pushing to action forward against Jaedong. Jaedong's got to get those mutas out in time, or else he's going to fall under this massive blue onslaught.
3 mutas in production. Those need to go out as fast as possible so we can start getting rid of this, again, this blue army. 4 banelings, more banelings coming in here from Mystery, trying to break his opponent right here again. If he wins this game, it is a best of 3. He'll have to go to a second one. Mystery trying to make it happen, trying to pull off the upset. The mutas trying to pursue these links and banelings. They're going straight to the main base, straight for that mineral line. The mutas able to target them down, though only 1 is left, but the links trying to get some damage done.
1 baneling left. The mutas, they haven't finished targeting it. If it gets this, oh, if it got the speedies of Jaedong.
2 more banelings coming in, trying to go for those drones. They're running desperately. Oh, some drone kills are able to happen. Mystery's up 54 to 45.
Look at all those speedings. Where'd those guys come from? All of a sudden, the Jaedong speedings are done. He still has the Mutalisk, but the Mutalisk don't actually kill speedings all that fast. So many drones are taking damage, but he's not able to follow up the damage and actually get those drone kills. But
2 more banelings. The mutas see them targeting
great
those down.
micro by Jaedong.
Ling's being sent straight back to that mineral line. Again, eventually Jaedong's going to counterattack, I feel, with those mutas, and Mystery just has to be ready for that. Still sending Ling after Ling after Ling into Jaedong's main base, not focusing on that natural expansion. I feel like that might be a decent decision to use some Lings to try to start taking that down, but trying to kill Jaedong right now. The Lings, again, in his main base. The drones are falling left and right. Jaedong down to 16 harvesters to the 25 of Mystery.
Wow. Mystery with an economic advantage. Of course, Jaedong still has a massive tech advantage, and now with the mutas, he may have map control. Mystery, what he can do though is Jaedong might be afraid to send the mutas across the map because there could be another
counterattack.
Exactly, and Speedings, of course, will win the base race. Not to mention the fact that Mystery actually has appropriate defenses. He's got a Spore Crawler in each base. He has Queens on the way. I think he's going to be fine defensively.
He's sneaking around with the Lings.
Oh, if the
exactly
Mutalisk don't catch... Oh, wait, the Mutalisk there, are they going to... Oh, those are Speedings. I don't think Jaedong knows about this.
I don't think he knows.
What are his defenses? What does he have?
Not much.
He's got
2
nothing.
banelings. He's got 2 banelings. It does connect. Oh, 2 of them connect, but still a lot of Lings remain here for Mystery going straight to the main base. The Queen is vulnerable. There are drones that are very vulnerable as well. Jaedong has 6 Lings in production. Meanwhile, a couple Lings doing some damage back in Mystery's base, but Mystery's sending all of these Lings both into Jaedong's main and into his natural expansion. And Jaedong desperately trying to stay alive. Oh, the banelings getting the detonation into the drones. Jaedong down to 16 harvesters once again. And Jaedong having such a hard time dealing with this non-stop harassment. Every drone might end up falling. The mutas trying to get the DPS down. Mystery up 49 to 13. Can he take down Jaedong? What is the GG? Mystery is a mystery. I don't know who he is, but he just beat Jaedong. Jaedong is 1 loss away from being eliminated.
You know, with the 4 spines Jaedong had, I really thought he had that defense, but all of Jaedong's banelings are taken up by 2 of Mysteries on that big bus attack. And then from there on out, just a massive flood of speedlings.
Wow.
He didn't miss an inject that game. His reinforcements were so fast.
I think we need.
That was
can
really
you
impressive.
go to his bracket? Can you click on his name to see if his? Will that tell us? That won't tell us anything.
I mean, his balance
Is his
name
team
is
name?
mystery.
What is his team name though?
Oh, okay. I don't.
Maybe. Was it
see
just
if I can
mystery?
Find us out.
Okay, I'm gonna look at his ID.
It's mystery SC2. Is all he's on a bracket, and his Battle.net account is mystery. So.
He is Grandmaster.
Wow. So he must be an up and coming NA.
I think he's an NA.
Or he could be a Korean playing on NA. Who knows?
Okay, he has 347 wins and 270 losses. He has 1,500 points in the North American Grandmaster League. He's ranked 62. This is a North American. I feel like it's a North American Grandmaster player, especially considering the number of games. He's 347 and 270.
Yeah, that many games. He's definitely North American. So that's an awesome achievement there. Taking out Jaedong game 1. If he beats Jaedong and Jaedong goes out in the first round of the tournament, that would be the upset of the entire WCS qualifier process, pretty much. I'm pretty sure.
Jaedong has to win 2 in a row. Right now, guys, get on Twitter, get on Reddit, get on Team Liquid. What is going on? This is the North American WCS qualifiers for the Premier League. I want to make sure I can get to this next game. But what an upset to start things off again, though, guys. That was just game 1. Jaedong definitely capable of winning 2 in a row. We'll definitely see if he can make that happen. Guys, stay tuned. You're watching the WCS North American qualifiers. I'm Axel Taz, joined by Axel. We'll see you in game 2.